So how does this spot look?
I like it. There's no trees here to cause any shade. Beautiful southern exposure. I think the chili peppers will grow well here.
Yes, I think it is a good spot, but I do notice we're right at the base of the mountains. The soil up here is pretty rough. It's mainly decomposed granite. We need to put in a raised bed.
That sounds great.
Well, let's get started by removing some of this gravel.
Let's get some tools and get to it.
We need to remove the gravel because it gets very hot. The sun beats down on this gravel, it reflects heat into the chili plants, and at night it holds the heat. The chili plants really need to have a chance to cool down at night. So we're going to remove it about 4 feet on either side of this raised bed to give a nice buffer zone for temperature control.
All right, we're ready to build our planters. Now to build it, we're going to use this 2x12 Redwood. It's naturally rot resistant and we'll build a box for you that's going to last a long time.
And no chemicals in the wood. That means you don't have to worry about chemicals leaching into your chili plants.
All right, bottom one. Terrific. Now we got to put the 2x4s on that'll hold the next layer, okay? Okay, one on the bottom. Okay. We're using these gold screws because they don't rust. How do you look? Pretty good?
Yes.
There you go. To keep the boards from bowing, we're going to put in 2x4s about 2 feet apart. All right, here's our planting mix. It's made up of a native sandy loam and compost mixed together.
Oh, that'll be perfect for our chili plants. That compost really does help hold the moisture in the soil zone where the plants need it.
Now what I did is I made a ramp over the first board. So I'm just going to run the wheelbarrow up the ramp. And we're going to dump and just start working our way in. It's going to take quite a bit of material. This is going to be the last wheelbarrow. Now what I want you to do, Nick, is take that screw gun and take the ramp right off, and we'll put our good board on, all right?
Right.
The most important thing we can do for your chili peppers is to give them a nice, even watering, and that's what we've done with this drip irrigation system. So it starts over here. On the other side of the wall, you had a hose connection, so we came off of that with a main line. We ran the main line down, and you and I dug underneath, and we fed the pipe down through, and we brought it up here to this header that runs along. Off the header, we made these connections to this drip tape, and that drip tape runs the whole length of the bed. So when we run this, it's going to give nice, even moisture to the plants.
It looks great.
I think we're ready for Stephanie and her plants.
All right.
Well, Nick, I brought you 6 different varieties of chili peppers that grow very well here in New Mexico. Everything from thin-walled red to very thick, meaty green chilies.
Sounds great.
Let's plant them. Now keep in mind with chili peppers, you can actually bury them deeper because they'll form roots anywhere that stem is buried underneath the soil, just like tomato plants. So let's make sure we get that root ball completely covered with soil. And then you can kind of mound soil around the base because it helps support the structure as the wind tries to whip it around and snap it off.
All right.
Now, how far apart do you want them?
Oh, about every foot.
Every foot?
Yeah, that'll give us a good pod size. We're not adding any additional fertilizer right now because these seedlings were just fertilized. Also, the compost that we used in this planting box has nutrients in it that will help maintain those plants. The nice thing about a pepper garden is many other warm season vegetables will also do very good in these conditions. Let's put in some tomatoes and some basil.
You can see our drip system is running, and it's just going to soak all those plants right in place.
Yes, and to keep that moisture in place, we're going to put this alfalfa hay mulch on top of the soil. We need to put this on the soil about 2 inches deep. We don't want to cover our plants, but make sure you cover the soil around them. It will not only conserve moisture in the soil, but this will also help us shade out weeds.
Now we're spreading this pine bark mulch, and this will help keep the weeds down.
It will also help regulate the temperature around the box so that the chili plants don't get too hot during our summer. You know, in about 3 months, you're going to have more chili than you can possibly eat.